A media briefing was held in Colombo today with the participation of several multi-ethnic organizations.
This government is incapable of fighting against imperialists. The government is not capable of standing up against the capitalist agenda either. Also, their ideas of reform and reorganization are no longer valid. There is no point in saying, "Excuse me, sorry, I won't do it again," or "Give me another chance." There is no need for it now. The government keeps on expressing different views. As an example, at the media briefing that was held this morning, Minister G.L. Piri stated that there will be no economic sanctions on our country. Then Minister Nimasiripala is saying that they do not accept everything that is mentioned in the LLRC report and that they would only implement recommendations which they wish to. However, the government has not stated clearly as to which points of the LLRC report they accept. We cannot sacrifice the country for the sake of the government. There is no point of holding public referendums. The government is now trapped in this.
The People's Wall of Comradeship convened a media briefing in Colombo this morning. Attention was drawn towards issues faced by the people in the eastern province after the end of the war.
The government said that the media revealed that millions of money was obtained and stocks of gold were found and that they will be handed over to the owners. We all know about that. But until now, no one knows as to what happened to all these. On one hand, democracy and civil rights have not been established. The question arises as to how one could trust the government, which does not even hand over the gold that these people owned with their hard-earned money.
Journalist Podal Janta spoke to News First regarding a statement made by Minister Mervyn Silva recently.
I am the one who chased away Podal Janta from the country. I am saying this in public. They left because of me. I believe that this has been said to protect whoever was responsible for abducting me and brutally assaulting me, leaving me in hospital for 29 days. The police did not carry out any investigation into the incident. The police did not even note down the names of those who I suspected was behind the incident. So they have closed this case. However, this is a very serious statement as it has been made by a cabinet minister. I have informed the Attorney General in writing regarding this for future reference. I have brought this statement to the attention of all institutions whose support I could obtain internationally. Someday, when law and order and democracy is reinstated in the country, I will definitely take necessary legal action against the brutal assault on me, which left me partially disabled.
A function was held yesterday to mark the supply of electricity to the village of Hammaliyawatta in Panduwas Nuwara. Speaking at the occasion, UMP parliamentarian Dasir Jayasekara had this to say.
Sri Lanka has become a lawless country. Ministers tie people to trees, they break into television stations and assault people. There is no law and order. They break into media organizations like Sirasa and wreak havoc. There is no law and order. Following the arrest of suspects in the murder of 2 Buddhist monks within just a few hours, Venerable Bellambila Vimalratnathera said that if politicians do not influence the police force is capable and skilled enough to solve any murder within a matter of minutes. What does that mean? It means politicians influence the police and prevent them from solving crimes that take place, which means the police has been politicized. Meanwhile, MP Dasir Jayasekara responded to a song which was sung by Minister Mervyn Silva recently. Thanks to the Geneva issue, Minister Mervyn Silva had gone to Kiribati yesterday after about 4 months and even come up with a song. He had said that he is not afraid of anyone and that no one could influence him. I remember this song of his. To whom is he singing this to? He is telling this to the chairman of the Pradesh Sabha. I was in Kiribati and I heard this. The chairman of the Kiribati Pradesh Sabha was seated at the weekly fair. I told him to reply like this.
Welcome back to the news. President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that just as the 30-year-long war was brought to a close, problems with the Nilvala project in Matara, which is yet to conclude after 28 years, will also be resolved. The President made the statement at a meeting held at Temple Trees today to discuss problems pertaining to the Nilvala scheme.
Officials who participated in the discussion said that as a result of salinated water mixing with the waters of the Nilvala river, the drinking water supply and crops in the area have been threatened. They also said that there is no drainage program in place, which has given rise to a risk of flooding in Matara. The President suggested the commencement of a suitable irrigation project such as the Marina Barrage project in Singapore as a solution to this long-standing issue. The President has instructed officials to expeditiously implement such a project.
How much is required to maintain a household today? Minister Bandula Gunawardena, who has been at the centre of a raging debate on the subject, offered a comprehensive explanation on household expenses today. This follows Minister Gunawardena's recent statement that 7,500 rupees is sufficient to cover the monthly expenses of a family of 3.
41.5% of your monthly expenses will be on food, while 3.15% will be spent on clothing. Water, electricity and gas costs will add up to 23.74% of your monthly expenses. 3.15% of your expenses will be on health, 12.27% for transport and 4.76% for communication-related matters. We could allocate 2.6% for entertainment and 3.23% for education. No resident in our country dies of hunger like in India because only 41.05% of our expenses are allocated for food. Then it is clear that it costs less than 2,500 rupees for a person for food. We have to teach our children that what we spend on food is not an expense, but the amount we spend on other requirements is the actual expense. It is possible for a person to eat and drink and survive with less than 2,500 rupees.
Various parties have been expressing their views on the recent statement made by Minister Bandula Gunawardena. JVP Politburo member Sunil Handuneti, speaking at a meeting in Kalutara yesterday, expressed these views.
The great economist is saying that a family of 3 can survive with 7,500 rupees. 7,500 is not enough to even pay the tuition fee for 3 children. Once fees for the school van, the school and tuition is paid, there would be nothing left out of 7,500 rupees. However, Minister Gunawardena is saying that this amount is enough to eat, drink and even enjoy.
United National Party activists charge that Mangala Samaravira and his team, who are in charge of the UNP's media unit, are engaged in an unethical propaganda campaign against individuals who are closely associated with the party. They point out that the group, including Mangala Samaravira, is engaged in a false propaganda campaign against the reformists by using websites.
Western Provincial Council Attorney at Law Shila Laktilaga points out that when Mangala Samaravira was with the government, he attacked party leader Ranil Wickremesinghe by using similar websites and various other means.
With Mangala Samaravira becoming the person in charge of UNP Media, we are aware that there are around 4 websites that are being maintained by representatives of Mangala Samaravira that carry out unethical political attacks against those who work against the politics of Mangala Samaravira and Ranil Wickremesinghe. These are low-grade attacks, and with the comments of so-called readers of their websites, they try to instill false views in society. We need to defeat these attempts, and it will not be considered as action against the free media. The individuals who attacked Ranil Wickremesinghe through websites while they were with the government are the ones who are carrying out these mudslinging campaigns.
වෙබ් අඩවි භාවිතා කරමින් මේ මඩ ප්‍රචාර සිදු කරන්නේ.
රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයා දැන් මම හිතන්නේ පරාජය ඉදිරියේ දිනෙන් දින
Ranil Wickremesinghe is now insane in the face of defeat and makes various statements as if from another world. Just because he has forgotten the past, he must be thinking that the people of the country too have forgotten the past. Asia Tribune is a very independent website. Its main topic is Ranil, one of Asia's most corrupt leaders. And what does it state? It questions whether Ranil Wickremesinghe is one of the most corrupt leaders in Asia. It also reminds its readers about the so-called pure political career of Ranil Wickremesinghe.
ඒ ඉතිහාසයෙන් බිඳක් මේ Asia Tribune කියන වෙබ් අඩවියෙන් මතක් කරලා දෙනවා.
We have in our possession details of complaints lodged at the Bribery Commission against individuals who spread hate propaganda via websites. We are ready to reveal it to the public if necessary.
Hearing of the petition filed by former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca against the verdict of the second court-martial, which stripped him of his rank and medals, have been postponed until the 7th of May. The postponement came about as a result of the counsel of both parties being involved in other cases.
Sarath Fonseca had filed the petition requesting a writ order to be issued against the verdict of the second court-martial, which he claimed was malicious and not in accordance with the law. The country was made to kneel before the international community in Geneva. This government is trying to betray the war heroes and save their own skins. We will not allow this.
A young woman has been killed by her husband in the Madampe area in Chilau. Our correspondent stated that this murder had taken place in the Irattukulam area in Madampe, Chilau last night. The victim is a 21-year-old. Police said that the husband had consumed poison following the murder and is currently receiving treatment at the Chilau hospital. It has been revealed that a personal dispute had led to the murder. Our correspondent stated that the body of the victim is lying at the Chilau hospital mortuary.
Well, today is the 40th death anniversary of Philip Gunawardena, who was a champion of the working class.
A memorial function to commemorate the 40th death anniversary of Philip Gunawardena was held today under the auspices of Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning, Geethanjana Gunawardena. The commemorative event was held at the Philip Gunawardena Memorial Statue near the Sri Lanka Ports Authority.
මේ සහෝදරයන්ගේ මා මුත්ත
I'm a bit disappointed today. The port was handed over to public ownership following efforts by comrades like Aranolis, D.A. Piyadasa and Anthony Pereira. That trade unions were guided by the late Philip Gunawardena while he was in the cabinet, and Prime Minister S.W.R.D. Bandaranaike had to convene the cabinet within 24 hours and issue the second gazette notification with regard to handing over the ownership of the port to the public. We should remember that is how the port was handed over to the public. It was said that the chairman of the Ports Authority was invited for today's function, but I should express my disappointment over his failure to attend this function.
අද තිබෙන වරායේ අධිකාරී සභාපතිතුමා මෙතනට පැමිණීමට තීරණය නොකිරීම ගැන මගේ කනගාටුව ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න ඕන.